Hello everyone, welcome to the course of Theoretical Phonetics. Today we have the lecture number 15, Components of Intonation and the Structure of English Intonation Group. Let us consider the components of intonation. In the pitch component, we may consider the distinct variations in the direction of pitch, pitch level, and pitch range. According to Kingdon, the most important nuclear tone in English are low fall, high fall, low rise, high rise, and fall rise, as it is seen in the figure. Low fall, rise fall, it rises and falls. High rises, mid-level, at the middle of level. High fall falls from the high position. Low rise rises from the low position, and fall rise. The meanings of the nuclear tones are difficult to specify in general terms. Roughly speaking, the falling tone of any level of range expresses certainty, completeness, and independence. A rising tone, on the contrary, expresses uncertainty, incompleteness, or dependence. A falling rising tone may combine the falling tone's meaning of assertion, certainty, with the rising tone's meaning of dependence, incompleteness, as it is seen in this figure. 2, you have the high rise, 20, and fall rise, and mid-level. Each time you pronounce the same words, you may change the tone, the pitch of it, and it changes the whole context. At the end of a phrase, it is often conveys a feeling of reservation. That is, it asserts something and at the same time suggests that there is something else to be said. At the beginning or in the middle of a phrase, it is a more forceful alternative to the rising tone, expressing the assertion of one point, together with the implication that another point is to follow. The falling rising tone, as its name suggests, consists of a falling pitch followed by a rise. And if the nucleus is the last syllable of the intonation group, the fall and the rise both take place in one syllable. In English, there is often clear evidence of intonation group boundary, but no audible nuclear tone movement proceeding. In such a circumstance, two courses are open. Either one may classify the phenomenon as a further kind of head, or one may consider it to be the level nuclear tone. Low-level tone is very characteristic of reading poetry. Mid-level tone is particularly common in spontaneous speech, functionally replacing the rising tone. There are two more nuclear tones in English, rise-fall and rise-fall-rise, but adding refinement to a speech, they are not absolutely essential tones for the foreign learner to acquire. Rise-fall can always be replaced by high-fall and rise-fall-rise by fall-rise without making nonsense of the utterance. So according to Crystal, there are 9 ways of saying yes as an answer to the question, will you marry me? Low fall, the most neutral tone, a detached, unemotional statement of fact. Full fall, emotionally involved. The higher the onset of the tone, the more involved the speaker, choice of emotion, surprise, excitement, or irritation depends on the speaker's facial expressions. Mid-fall, routine, uncommitted comment, detached and unexcited. Low rise, facial expression important. With a happy face, the tone is sympathetic and friendly. With a grim face, it is guarded and ominous. Full rise, emotionally involved, often disbelief or shock, the extent of the emotion depending on the width of the tone. High rise, mid-choir or puzzlement, often used in encoding what has just been said. Level, bored, sarcastic, ironic. Fall rise, a strongly emotional tone, a straight or negative face, conveys uncertainty, doubt, or tentativeness. A positive face conveys encouragement or urgency. graceful, strong emotional involvement, depending on the phase. The attitude might be delighted, challenging, or complacent. The more the height of the pitch contrasts with the intonation pattern, the more emphatic the intonation group sound. Here's one. Fantastic or fantastic. The changes of pitch, loudness, and tempo are not haphazard variations. The rules of change are highly organized, no matter how variable or individual variations of these prosodic components are. They tend to become formalized or standardized so that all speakers of the language use them in similar ways under similar circumstances. These abstracted characteristics of intonation structure may be called intonation patterns, which form the prosodic system of English. Some intonation patterns may be completely colorless in meaning. They give to the listener no implication of the speaker's attitude or feeling. They serve a mechanical function. They provide a mold into which all sentences may be poured so that they achieve utterance. Such intonation patterns represent the intonational minimum of speech. The number of possible combinations is more than 100, but all of them are equally important. Some of them do not differ much in meaning, others are very rarely used. That is why in teaching it is necessary to deal with a very limited number of intonation patterns, which are the result of careful choice. So this is the end of the lecture. Thank you for your attention.